Well, greetings and salutations, one and all. Back again is the Super Review Show's mixed bag coming to you live once again from many caves. As always, I'm joined by two of the esteemed panelists and panelists here at the Super Review Show. Bill Murphy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good tonight, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Vinny, our established music aficionado, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, everybody.
Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, of course. And just a friendly reminder that we the best podcast.
We the best podcast.
We the best.
We've been doing that joke now for a long time because, after all, DJ Khaled, we're the best podcast. Anyways, I digress. We have a very good topic for you tonight, everyone. Bill, what is our topic again?
Well, some are just the masters of horror in their profession. So our topic tonight, as we continue this mixed bag of horrors.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
But anyway,
Yep.
as we continue with our mixed bag of horrors, we're going to talk about our favorite horror directors.
Yeah. We're gonna list off a few of our. There's tons of them. There's been tons of them over the years.
We're going to make this as quick and painless as possible.
We're gonna make it super quick for you guys tonight. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So
Let's go first.
Let's let Vinny. Why don't you go first? What's one of your favorite horror directors, and maybe
There's a lot of great horror directors out there. I think my person. I mean, of course, how can you have this list without Wes Craven?
Oh yeah,
Wes Craven, the man behind Freddy Krueger, Ghostface. He is behind so many famous, and I mean extremely famous horror series. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite movies, nobody remembers of his, My Soul to Take. I always wanted to see it, never did, but I remember hearing it's interesting. Of course, there's only two creations of yours of his, that are absolute immortal. Freddy Krueger and, not just Freddy, Ghostface. I have some friends who are I have some old former coworkers of mine. Hi, guys. They're very they very love the Scream series. I mean, it's a shame he didn't make any more of them, considering he's no longer with us. Yeah. But the man is great. There's certain things he's much better at than others. Like the more comedic end of horror, I like more. I mean, when he can do scary, he can do scary. But
yeah,
I like the more comedic end of horror. So, and of course, you wouldn't have Freddy Krueger or Ghostface at him. And Ghostface and always being it's just interesting, really. But Freddy, I mean, what can be said about Freddy Krueger? He's the dream demon. Everybody's afraid. People are afraid of him. DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith wrote a song about him. Dokken wrote Dream Warriors. More on that. It's more on that great director, at least for that movie, in a second. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I like Wes Craven's work a lot. I mean, there's some ones that I really didn't like The Hills Have Eyes. He did the original. Some of those horror movies, Last House on the Left is also so screwed up. Some of his really, really effed up movies, like Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes. That's the kind of horror that even I don't like, and I like the Saw series a lot. That's too much for me.
Mm.
You'd be surprised though, because those are much more torturous than the Saw movies. You'd be kind of shocked by it. So don't not recommended those. Any of the Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream movies I recommend.
All righty.
Anyway, I yield. Who wants to go next?
That's
big. Okay. Well, yeah, I was actually thinking about Wes Craven. I just want to say before I go to my list, now, I think Scream is probably my favorite slasher movie.
It's so good.
I like Scream 1, I like Scream 2, but after that, the rest are garbage.
I like the fourth one. I don't like the newer ones, but I liked 1, 2, and 4.
No, because no spoiler, but when they show the killers at the end of 1 and 2, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but at the end of the other one, it's like, oh, it's the random janitor.
Yeah, I'll say this much about the fifth one. They shouldn't have even made that. And the sixth one I wasn't really a fan of either. But 4 actually had a pretty good twist at the end, in my opinion, with the killer. I'll say that much.
Oh, it's the guy whose coffee order I got wrong 5 years ago. It's just
It is funny though.
It's just like the end of the first two. It made sense.
It also rewrote the rules of horror, that movie. So
Yeah, but yeah, mine. We got to talk about it. Talk about horror and suspense.
yeah,
Alfred Hitchcock.
You stole my pick.
no better. There's no better.
Hey, great minds think alike. JT, great minds think alike.
Yes, they do. Alfred.
Well, you know what they say, JT.
What do they say?
Imitation
Is the sincere?
is the most sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah,
True.
and so many people have imitated Alfred Hitchcock.
But Alfred Hitchcock, like, why he is, because he just builds up the suspense through.
Yeah.
He just lets you just sink into the uncomfortable and the unpleasantness of the moment. He just lets you sink in. Like, of course, we got to talk about Psycho.
Yes.
Yeah.
In which, when you hear that music, and the big debate that's been going on, what's scarier, what you see or what you hear. Some people have been debating about that with Jaws. I would say, dude, that's been going on since Psycho.
Good point.
Yeah. And you just has that it's just the atmosphere, just you sink in, and then when the buildup is here, it is intense.
Yeah.
Intense. It's terrifying.
And of course, one of those great horror movies, The Birds.
Oh yes.
Now that movie.
You will give us your breadcrumbs, and then they just rip people apart.
Yeah, that was a weird movie.
Yeah, I mean I'll talk about it in a sec or another because he was one of my.
No, and that's how Alfred Hitchcock is. He's
a master.
Really the master of horror. Just like his appearance himself, the show Alfred Hitchcock Presents, where you have the music of Funeral March of the Marionette, dun 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 dun. Good evening.
I thought I was only few people left who remembered Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Yeah, everything. Good evening. Basically, like the precedent to Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I think were they around the same time? Because I think Tales from the Crypt might have been in the '60s. I think, late '60s.
Oh no, the show Tales from the Crypt was in like the '80s or '90s.
Oh, I honestly didn't know that. I thought it earlier because my dad has like one of the really early seasons on DVD. So
no, but Hitchcock really, he's the master of horror and the master of suspense.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why he's on the list. All right, JT, go ahead. I think we're stealing each other's picks right now.
it's okay. Yeah, we sort of are, but you have to listen. I know people say, oh well, John Carpenter or even Sam Raimi or even people like M. Night Shyamalan. People learn, like if you, the listener or watcher out there, are a fan of film and are passionate as you are about certain movies and TV shows and all the other great content out there and want to be a filmmaker, study Alfred Hitchcock and another director I'm going to mention in a minute. But Hitchcock was a pioneer of horror, thriller, and suspense all in one. Because you look at something like Psycho, where it's the shower scene is the most iconic part of that whole movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And we talked about this last week, if I'm not mistaken, for a mixed bag of horrors. But the more scarier part of that movie is towards the very end with Norman Bates' mother. That's a really scary part of that movie. I remember, I think I said this last week, if I'm not mistaken. I actually watched Psycho again this past, maybe like sometime in 2024. I forget exactly when, but it was. I wanted to watch it again just because it was getting close to October, my birthday, whatever. I was, it's Halloween time, whatever. I said I wanted to sit down and actually watch and study this movie a little bit. And I without notes, just want to absorb it all in. And I forgot how terrifying that movie is from a psychological standpoint. Like the cop in this aspect is like death following her in that regard. And it's so subtle, but the little things you pick up on are really interesting about the movie. So, and I know we're just talking about Psycho, but how can we forget like the birds? Like the birds being like the birds are the birds. If you've never seen Psycho, if you've never seen the birds, stop listening or watching us and just get on with watching the birds. The birds is just so like scary. Like it's because you think, oh, it's this harmless thing in the sky. No, it's about to attack you and possibly go after you and attack you. That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's scary. Bill? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did. I'm sorry. I thought I cut you off for a sec. My bad. But no, I'm just saying that like this is like, man, even like his thriller movies like North by Northwest or Vertigo, like these are Hitchcock was a director, was a pioneer of filmmaking. He belongs in the conversation of the best directors of all time, regardless of genre. He really does. He just does. And if you don't know the name Alfred Hitchcock, like I said, do your research. Go watch Psycho. Go watch The Birds. Go watch North by Northwest. Go watch Vertigo. I think if a fun fact out there for those of you listening, the creator of IMDb, the actual creator of the website and the app and stuff, his favorite movie of all time is Vertigo.
I didn't know that.
So the more you know. This has been a random fact with the J-Man, not with Bill and Porter. Sorry about that.
Oh, you stole my thunder.
It's okay. It's okay. No, but listen, Hitchcock was one of the best to ever do it, and he really was a true visionary filmmaker of his time. But yeah, I can go on about him all day because he's one of my favorites of all time. But anyways, I guess who wants to go next for their pick? Vinny or Bill? Which one wants
I'll
to
go next.
Sure, Vinny. Go ahead.
So my next pick is somebody you mentioned recently, John Carpenter.
Oh yes, go on.
I mean, I'll say this much: I'm not a fan of the Halloween series at all.
Neither
In fact, I absolutely despise the Michael Myers character.
Yeah, me too.
Evil for the sake of evil, I don't tolerate that. I know he's supposed to be unkillable. Michael Myers, basically what Jason Voorhees became, unkillable, but it is ridiculous, especially the newer Halloween movies, which I hate the whole series, but don't like any of them.
Yeah,
Cannot stand these innocent. I mean, that's one thing I'll say. The innocent, and I don't like horror movies where innocent people just go to death. I don't like the horror movies of that for variety. Where I do not like the innocent getting theirs. I really don't. It's the guilty who deserve it. But when it comes to John Carpenter, what makes his movies are the soundtracks. I mean, what would Halloween be without that iconic soundtrack? What would any of his movies be without his absolutely immortal synth work? I mean, the man is not only one of the great directors of horror, he's one of the great composers of any musical, any soundtrack ever.
Yeah.
He got the tenseness, the suspense, the horror in his music down to a science, which is very difficult.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if he directed one thing. Is my favorite thing of his. There's a series called Masters of Horror a few years back. I gotta remember if he directed it. He made this little short film called Cigarette Burns.
Okay.
Absolute classic of horror. It's must warn you, very gory, very hard to find. But so this guy owns like a small movie theater. He's trying to save the movie theater. So he's trying to find a copy of this film called, in French, The Absolute End of the World. Apparently in this movie, which whatever that is in French, it made people go insane and just literally kill each other. It's a movie that drives people literally to homicidal insanity.
Oh God.
And it's not, and that's not, you don't actually see any of the movie in it. But the effects of the movie, oh boy.
Yeah.
Don't even want to go into some of them. So this guy's trying to find the movie. He ends up, there's a film critic who saw it, and he's literally insane. He's been writing a review for like decades upon decades. It's like thousands upon thousands of pages long. The only problem I have with that movie is there's apparently this one scene where an angel gets his wings ripped off, which is just absolutely screwed up to me. Thankfully, the angel gets freed at the end of the movie from where he was, like this collector will collect everything in the movie, including somehow the angel. And thankfully, fun fact: this was the main character played by Daryl of The Walking Dead, Norman Reedus, way before The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to save this. He's trying to save the theater from his father-in-law, who was his wife's also dead in this little short movie.
Oh, man.
But at the end, I mean, none of the people survive outside of the angel, who, as the last line, "Thank you for this," where the angel gets freed from his bond, freed from his prison of being part of some guy's collection of this movie that drove people insane. It's some of the most horror. Some of the gore is absolutely just too much, but absolute classic of short horror. If you know the series Masters of Horror, look it up. There is some good stuff in there. Meatloaf actually acts in one of them called, I think, Pelts. It's about this guy who's trying. I think he's actually the main character in this one. About this guy who starts making like these pelts. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's weird.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely look up that horror series in the 2000s. It's not easy to find. Look that stuff up, people.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to definitely check it out at some point. Thank you for that.
If you can find it, it's not easy to find. Anyway, I yield.
Okay.
Okay.
Bill Murphy, what do
My
you got?
choice is Stanley Kubrick.
I was going to bring up at 1.2. What do you got?
Oh, damn it. I think
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Stanley Kubrick. Okay, he's not necessarily just horror. He's created other movies too. He's done The Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
He's done, but one movie that's horror and the other one that is not. Of course, The Shining.
Absolute classic.
And just, again, like with Hitchcock, just the atmosphere. When you hear in the beginning, you hear the doom, 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 doom. And the whole movie is just a film of buildup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you just watch the movie, you just see a man who is spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
And the ways Kubrick directed that is absolutely fantastic.
There's a lot of fun and quote facts about the directing of that movie. It was not a fun movie to direct for anybody.
I'm sure it wasn't.
And just when you finally see him snap.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill you. I just want to bash your brains in. I just want to bash your brains in.
Absolute classic.
And the way he directed that movie is amazing. And the other movie, it's not necessarily a horror movie, but Full Metal Jacket.
I love the movie, but yeah, it's definitely.
When you see Private Pile, him just going into insanity.
Yeah.
When you just see him being put down and abused, and then when he kills Arlie Emmy's character.
Yeah.
That scene is absolutely freaking chilling.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so Kubrick, well, he's not necessarily a horror director, but you can see he has the horror elements. The eeriness, the atmosphere, the buildup. And that's what I think would make Kubrick a good horror director, even though he's not strictly just a horror director.
Yeah. 2001, you can even say has elements of it with Hal and all that. There's definitely elements of it in 2001 as well.
With the computer
absolutely
functioning, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I just want to say, do you yield, Bill? I'm sorry.
I yield.
Okay. I'm going to just piggyback off you a little bit here, and then I'll just for a quick, brief second, and then I'll go into my next pick. But I just want to say, because I picked Kubrick as well, because he did Clockwork Orange, he did The Shining, he did Full Metal Jacket, he did a lot of very, 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 very horrific, crazy movies. He was a true visionary. It's funny, actually. I forgot he directed Spartacus with Kirk Douglas in 1960.
I did not know he was going that early.
2001 was 1968, and then he directed Spartacus in 1960 with Kirk Douglas, the original Spartacus film. I remember one of my influences on doing this in the first place, John Campia. I love you. Thank you for letting me for inspiring me to do this in the first place with podcasts and stuff. Yes, but one of his favorite movies of all time is the Kirk Douglas Spartacus film.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Stanley Kubrick directed that. I have to go back and watch that now. I mean,
I had no idea either.
I don't know either. So, but yeah, Kubrick, what a guy. Super cool. I just want to piggyback off Bill for a second. My next pick, believe it or not, might surprise both of you, but and I've had I got one or two more. But kind of like he started out in horror and has since gone on to do incredible, great things with Marvel and with other characters as well. But Sam Raimi,
of course,
because he directed Evil Dead,
Army of Darkness. That's
his baby.
That is up my alley. I like horror comedy. So
he directed Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness. It's a lot of gore there. Hold on one sec. We're gonna hold on.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Sam Raimi. He gives us a lot of blood there. I don't want to show too much graphic stuff. But anyways,
yeah, I wouldn't recommend
Sam Raimi, the guy who directed Oz the Great and Powerful. He directed
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
I forgot about that.
He also directed Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. How can we forget about that? And he directed so many other great movies, but his start was in horror. His very first movie was The Evil Dead, which is really a gruesome, gore-infested movie.
Ooh, it really is.
It is a terrifying movie. If you've never seen Evil Dead with Sam Raimi, watch it. It is
and don't forget Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell too. So yeah,
I'm trying to remember. I think it's a movie I've heard of. Did he direct Bubba Hotep? Sam Raimi.
Let me just do a quick check. Bubba Hotep.
That is an interesting horror movie. I'll say
he did do that. Yeah, it doesn't too.
Yeah, I hate to like piggyback off you, JT, but this movie is weird. You got like Elvis and at his old age. You have this some person who's supposed to be JFK. It's one of the most bizarre horror movies ever made. Look it up.
I've never seen it. I'll have to check it out.
It's bizarre. Bruce Campbell's also in that. Bubba Hotep.
I actually met Bruce Campbell at New York Comic Con one year. He was there promoting Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Lucky.
He's a cool guy. It's because he always says, like, there's always conversations about Evil Dead coming back and stuff like that too. But
they already brought one back, Evil Dead Rise. No, they went full horror instead of horror comedy. I'm not ever watching it again.
Yeah, I agree with that. The horror comedy was pretty good. Let's see. Oh yeah. So that was my next pick was Sam Raimi. Let's jump back over to Vinny. What do you got?
So I don't really have many more. I think this will be my last pick. But
sure. What do you got?
God, so I'm just trying to remember the person's name. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of shot thinking wise.
Which movie?
I remember now. So there's a guy by the name of Charles Band. He made some really weird comedic horror movies. The Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong. I actually have his book. I got it at Comic-Con back in 2021. I pre-ordered it. Very interesting movies. Puppet Master. They're not really scary, but there's some interesting parts in them. Yeah. I mean, it can be gory, though. Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man. Ginger Dead Man 1 having Gary Busey are some interesting movies. Fun fact, his son is actually, you know that band that Calling you said, if I could, then I would. That's the son of Charles Band.
Oh, I had no idea. That's so cool.
I found that out. But also, I also had some things to add when it comes to Kubrick, JT. So when it comes to The Shining, absolute classic of the movie, yet Stephen King hated the Kubrick version. Absolutely despised it.
That's true. That's true.
That's why he made his own mediocre version with Steven Weber. It's sad because Stephen King's was much more faithful to the book, but it's not that it's not as good. It just isn't. I think Kubrick did it much better. But I've read some very interesting facts about that movie, such as, remember there was a scene where Scatman Crothers, the guy who plays Dick Halloran, Stanley Kubrick did like 100 some odd takes of this scene, and I think Scatman Crothers broke down and was like, what more do you want from me? He also made that hell on earth for Shelley Duvall in the middle, filming that movie. That's one thing I don't really like, but still. It's an absolute classic, The Shining. If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Good. Thank you for that. Bill.
I think that's my last pick, too. I don't have any others.
All right, Bill. What's one of your last ones you got for us?
Okay. I'm going to go with Tim Burton.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know if I would necessarily call him horror.
I think he has elements of it as movies, though. Now.
Yeah,
Because he kind
exactly.
of has that very eccentric, goth, macabre
Yeah.
type of tone to it, whether it be Beetlejuice or Edward Scissorhands,
Mars Attacks has some scary moments.
Mars Attacks. But it has that very eccentric type of feeling, but some of those films have heart into them, like Edward Scissorhands, which looks like just a weird ass movie on
It really is.
paper. But when you look into the character of Edward,
Yeah.
you see a very kind and very misunderstood character.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite movies. It's my favorite Tim Burton movie, actually.
Wow.
Or if you look at, like Beetlejuice, that horror comedy, and just the imagery in that film, especially the sandworm,
Ooh.
the sandworms, which is absolutely, or when you see the world of the netherworld, where they basically went when they died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the way it is created. Oh, we have a new friend watching.
Yep. Keep going.
Her name is Danielle Petrecca. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Tim Burton goated, and we welcome to the Super Review Show. Hope you're enjoying. But anyway,
Yeah. Sorry, cut you off.
Anyway, Tim Burton is the visionary. The guy is a visionary.
Yeah.
And he's got I know I've been saying this word a lot throughout this podcast, atmosphere. But he's got the eccentricness, he's got the quirkiness, whether it be like something like Mars Attacks, and again, Beetlejuice. And then you got, the real horror elements, like in Beetlejuice, or what you saw in even like Sleepy Hollow and Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
And more horror elements. I would even say in like Batman Returns.
That's definitely one of the scarier, darker Batman movies ever.
Yeah.
Probably the
I'll
one.
be honest, not my favorite.
Isn't it Justin's favorite?
Yes, it is. And Justin and I argue about this at least 72 times a year.
That's true. Fair point.
So 6 times we argue about it at least 6 times a month.
Yeah, especially during October, November.
But we haven't argued about it yet this month. I'm surprised. But anyway, or or a lot of the theme of the Burton movies is someone who is misunderstood, whether it be Edward Scissorhands or Jack Skellington in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, or I could hear y'all from here. Wait a minute, Tim Burton did not direct The Nightmare Before Christmas. True, but it's marketed as Tim Burton's
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
So please sit down and be quiet.
Who directed the movie exactly?
Henry Selick.
I honestly I didn't know the guy's name. I always thought it was Tim Burton's creation completely.
Well, he did. He wrote the story. He produced it. He wrote the script.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of surprised he didn't direct it then.
Well, because at the time he was in pre-production. He was working on Batman Returns at the time, and he couldn't do both.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or even how he brought Sweeney Todd to life. It's absolutely fascinating.
We talked about that last week, too.
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, a couple weeks ago.
Too.
I forget there's been like 5 Wednesdays in October, so we got a lot of horror to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Tim Burton's, but his films also have heart too, and that's why. And maybe he's not the cut 'em up type guy, but he is very. You can see his visions in the films and the passion he puts in them. Like a not horror example, as much as I wasn't a big fan of this film, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I remember watching a HBO thing he did, and he said, I love doing this because when I was a kid, my favorite book was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And listen, regardless how I felt about the movie, I can at least admire that the source material was very important to him. I can admire that the source material was very important to him.
Mm.
And he wanted to bring it to life, regardless whether you liked it or not. But that's what I like about Tim Burton. He makes stories that are important to him. And they can be scary at times, but but that is my final pick, Tim Burton.
All right. Well, I guess it comes down to me, right?
Yep. Close us out.
All right. Sounds good. Let's talk about none other than the plot twist himself, Mr. M. Night Shyamalan.
I quit.
Sorry, Bill.
I absolutely despise the man.
Okay,
I'm back.
Okay. Before we all start bashing on the guy, can we at least acknowledge that his movies have a lot of really good plot twists at the very end?
Yeah.
I mean, the movies, whether being good or bad, that's up to you. That's up to the person watching the movie.
I'll say Sixth Sense. At least nobody saw Sixth Sense coming.
No, Sixth Sense was an incredible film. I see dead people. I mean, that's pretty scary.
You'd be surprised, though. I know one person on Earth, and everybody who could immediately predict the plot twist. My dad, he predicted that immediately when seeing the movie.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, he went to film school. He knows quite a bit about film because my dad literally graduated at NYU for film school, and he knows his stuff by this point.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for him.
It's like his passion movies. So
yeah, Signs is another one. I don't know. I want it because his movies tend to have a lot of horror elements in them. I had to touch on him just for a second because we never really talk about him on the Super Review Show. We never really talk about him. Yeah,
The Last Airbender, a horror movie because of how bad it is.
The Last Airbender from 2007 or 8, whatever it was.
2010.
Oh, sorry.
That movie. Oh, wait, I forgot that movie doesn't exist.
I don't think it does.
I don't speak of that movie.
So let's not talk about it then. It was
bad. I'm not even a fan of. I'm not a fan of Avatar: Last Airbender. The fact he absolutely just look how they massacred my boy when it comes to that movie.
Yeah,
all that can be said.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. Well, I think I had to mention the name. I know that we have opinions of him.
Yeah.
I walked out of Split. I was supposed to see Split in theaters. That was one of the only movies I've ever walked out on.
I've actually never walked out of a movie. I'm against all odds.
Is it really that bad?
It wasn't bad. I just could not do it in theaters for whatever reason. I just could not do it. I don't do horror movies in theaters because when you're in a movie theater, it's much more terrifying. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. The darkness and all that.
Oh yeah, you're in the dark. It's just you and the screen. You're like, oh my god, what's happening? If they ever released The Exorcist, I would not go.
Me neither.
I would just not go.
I forgot about the director of The Exorcist. He's a good one.
Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Down a whole bottle of tinctures before I watch it.
Yeah,
I don't watch Supernatural anything. I blatantly don't.
What has Supernatural ever done to you?
I just don't really like supernatural horror. It's just it's too realistic and, in my opinion, unholy. I don't like the supernatural. I really don't.
So, anyways, I just want to touch on anything else, guys. Are we good?
I'm good.
I'm good. What do you guys think?
I think we're okay. I think we're doing good.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Well, listen, we want to thank you for watching, listening, however you enjoy tonight. Thanks so much for tuning into our podcast. As always, chat board, you guys were on fire tonight. Congratulations on your part. Chat board was doing great.
Yay!
Welcome.
Welcome to the Super Review Show for those of you who are new and watching. But yeah, like, it was on fire. That like you guys were. For those of you who don't watch us live, you should. We do the show live Wednesday nights EST in the evening around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And yeah, if you're listening to us, great. If not, tune in next week to us on our YouTube channel. We do this live every Wednesday.
Or our
EST.
finale of Mixed Bag of Horrors.
Yes,
Yeah.
next week is our last Mixed Bag of Horrors. And actually, and I don't know if you guys know about this. The week after next week, the first week in November, will be episode number 250 of Mixed Bag.
Ooh.
Oh boy, I'll be there.
And
We
then
got
we
to do
start a brand new
something. We got to
season.
do something special for that.
We'll do something.
We
We'll
really
figure something
do.
out. We're gonna figure something out in the coming weeks for that. But yeah, but ultimately, guys, thank you for watching, listening, however you enjoy this. I want to thank the two gentlemen for doing this podcast with me. Bill Murphy, your knowledge just goes unmatched, and Vinny Levine, your
Thank you so
knowledge
much.
goes unmatched. So
Thank you,
and
JJ.
before I forgot, Bill, you have a sports thing.
Don't forget to check out the Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network. Check us out. We're on all platforms. World Series starts this Friday,
Yes, sir.
and we got a bunch of and don't forget to check out Thursday Night Gridiron tomorrow night at 7:30.
Yes. And for those of you who keep track at home, Journey to Mystery Comic Club is currently on indefinite hold because Justin is going through some stuff right now with his family. I'm not disclosing what it is. I don't know what it is, but he just said, "Hey, just put it on hold for now." I said, "Okay."
But
You got
just everyone, just please send your prayers, good vibes, best wishes
Yeah.
out to Justin and his family right now.
Yeah,
Send
they're
hugs.
having a rough time right now, so please.
We're not going to go into details, but please just
Yeah, it's a lot of-
send your prayers, best wishes, good vibes, whatever.
Yeah.
please do. I know
Yeah.
he's secretly like listening to us. It's like, please, thank you. So, anyways, I guess, but yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. For all of us at the Super Show out there, please stay safe,
Take care.
and
Be awesome.
Be awesome.